Hello everybody, I'm Natalie and I promised to some of you I would show a quick tutorial on how to assemble this kind of bag, actually with this kind of three-piece gusset that is, while assembling the bag, treated as one piece. Basically we have our pattern pieces. So that would be the front, the two side gussets and the bottom. As you can see, the bottom is more narrow than the front piece. Why is that? We have these side pieces. They have these little feet or tabs on them. Can you see? So on both sides, and it's really important to cut the leather really accurate, because every millimeter counts, because the sum of the width of this little tab plus this little tab and the bottom would be equal to the width of the front piece, and of course the back piece, which is exactly the same as the front. You can see it if I turn them around, I put them next to each other, that the total width from here to here corresponds to the width from here to here. Translated in leather, it would look like that. I have my front piece. So I prepared a front piece. I already attached a magnet to it. It has a pigskin lining glued to it on the back. As you can see, my lining doesn't reach totally the border here. Why is that? Because when I will assemble the pieces together, I don't want my lining to show in my borders. So I have my front piece, I have my bottom piece. Again, it's lined with pigskin. On the short sides, it's exactly the same width as the leather, not on the long sides. And I have my side gussets. So I prepared these side gussets. I already attached a loop with a D-ring for the shoulder strap, and again it's lined this way with pigskin glued to it. Of course I need a back piece and a flap, so that would be this one. I have my back piece, exactly the same size as my front piece, and I attached this flap to it in some snake print. It's double leather with a piece of thin bonded leather in between and the other part of the magnet. So now I'll show you how we will assemble all these pieces of the bag. So it's important, while preparing all your pieces, that you finish the top side of the side gussets, so they are stitched and the edges are painted. Same with the border of the front side. There's a top stitch, the edge is finished, and the same here, so this border is stitched and finished, and the flap is totally stitched and painted. So now comes the typical assembly of this kind of bag. This little piece in the middle has to be glued right upon the side of the bottom, exactly on the position where these little slips are cut. So I'll put some glue here, and I'll put some glue here. Same on the other side. Just a second. So, as I said, these are glued upon each other. Just like that. And now I will stitch here in between these two little tabs. So I stitch here and here. I'll go right back. So as I said, these are sewn together now, and I have now one long gusset piece, so the sides and the bottom are one piece. In the meanwhile, I have put glue on the three sides of my front panel, and I've put glue on one long side of this gusset. And now comes the trick. So you have to turn actually these corners in that way that when they come together just right next to each other, they make this corner. So I'll do it again and turn them like that. Okay, so when we glue those pieces together, we will start with these corners. So I have the corner of my front panel, and I will turn the gusset, and I will glue exactly these little corners onto the bottom corner of the front panel, and I'll put this bottom piece right next to it. Now I'll glue the rest of this side corner together, of this side edge, I mean. I continue with this edge of my border piece, of my bottom piece, I mean. So this is glued together, and again I will turn the side gusset and put the edge of the side of this little tab of the side gusset right next to this bottom piece. So you can see that this little tab, my bottom piece, and the little tab of this side piece are exactly the length or the width of my front. So we'll continue gluing. these borders together. And for a while I'll just put some clips on these corners. So we have this now. I'll put glue on the other side of the gusset piece. Put especially extra glue here on this little tab. Okay, and I'll put glue because, well, we need to put glue on both sides as it's contact cement. So the 3 sides of the back piece. So my glue is on, and I will do the same now with this other side. I will start my gluing here with this corner piece. So this little tab goes here in the corner. The bottom goes right next to it. And I'll continue putting this side together. The bottom part. Again, I will turn. Don't be afraid to put some force on it. I will turn this little tab and construct my squared corner here. The last side. So, and this will be my bag. You see? So now you better leave the glue to dry for a while before you do the sewing, so the stitching all along, and you will stitch actually from the front side, just like around here, and then you turn. I left the flap here like loose from the side, so we'll stitch from here all around like that, and then the back will be finished, apart of course from eventually finishing the edges with creasing and burning and painting, which will give of course a more professional and better result. So I won't stitch right now because I want my glue to dry for a while. So I hope this was clear. I hope you learned something, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.